Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of What If Civilization Started Over on a Fantasy Map. In the last episode, it has been a while, so comment down if I forget anything. But here's a slight recap. We saw a huge coalition take place down here between the gray team and the blue team, and basically they just beat a bunch of countries. We saw a colonization war over these islands between the beige country and the cyan country, which led to a cyan country victory, and also they reclaim all of these islands. I believe we saw some yellow team expansion as well as a new country formed down here in Trissos, but yeah, that was pretty big. We saw the ending of the Orange Team Civil War, and we're going to talk about them in a second. But I think that was about it. So without further ado, let's get into this episode. Starting off down here with the Orange Team, I just want to... nothing's going to really happen down here besides a little bit of expansion. But I wanted to say something about these guys. Like, in this series, they're probably going to be like the China of the real world. Like, yeah, just a little hint. But anyway, we see that the Orange Team and their recent breakaway state, the Green Team, are going to be claiming huge amounts of land in the south, which is immediately going to raise tensions between them. And additionally, over here, we see that the Lime Country will be getting a decent amount of land. But then immediately after, we see that the Green Team will start sending forces into the other Green Team over here. And, well, why are they doing this, you may ask? Well, mainly for the reason because these guys are, they want to become really powerful in the world. And to do that, they need to, get a ton of land. So, unfortunately, this extremely old country will be getting defeated pretty bad here, as we see multiple invasions happening around the border of this country, especially over here, as multiple spearheads will be made. And basically the Green Team's goals is to annex a large amount of land to further expand their empire. But after the encirclement of this major city, or at least almost the encirclement of this major city, these guys are going to be extremely scared, and they're going to call out to the rest of Trissos, basically saying, come on guys, please help us, we need help really bad. And fortunately for them, the pink team right here, who has literally done nothing the whole series, they've basically just existed, but they're going to be joining in on the war on the side of the green country, as they will start sending a huge amount of forces through the, I have no idea what this is. I think it is through the desert. Yep, there we go. But they will start sending a ton of forces through the desert to try to link up with the green team. And they get very, very close to starting their invasion. But anyway, as they're right about to reach the border of the green team, oh boy, a rebellion broke out. But as you can see here, the pink team has just broken out into a full-on civil war down in the south. And why did these guys break away, you ask? Well, because if we zoom out on this map, there are huge countries in this continent. And, well, yeah, the pink team is just super unstable. And, well, yeah, they're not going to be doing too hot here, as we see yellow team forces moving out from the exclaves very, very quickly, as most of the pink team forces are down here trying to link up with the green team. However, tons of forces are now starting to be pulled back from this non-existent front line that used to exist to fight the rebellion. However, once they reach here, it is going to be pretty hard to defend it against these guys, especially because the green team in the south is doing their own thing, which is capturing another major city and connecting their whole front line against the green team. So what is the green team going to do? Well, they're going to devise a horrible plan. And this plan is to retreat all forces back to the capital city and the cities around the capital. And what is happening here? Yeah, they're getting absolutely just clapped. They're getting absolutely destroyed as basically their whole country is going to get swept over until they reach the capital regions, where it is going to get significantly harder to fight, as only small incursions are made in by the enormous Green Team army. Now, the Green Team army did inherit a ton of Orange Imperial troops, so this is why they are pretty strong to start out, but they will start to make a couple of incursions. But back over here, we see that the yellow team is still connecting up with its exclaves, as they will now connect up with one of the bigger ones in the area. And along with this, they devise a plan to connect all of these exclaves in a circle and to, well, encircle a couple thousand troops. I'd say there's probably 100,000 troops in here. But when the yellow team cuts them off, the pink team is going to be very terrified, as now a huge number of troops are encircled here. And their troops aren't even back yet. They're not even into their country yet, as they are still retreating from the front line that did not work. However, now more troops are flowing in. However, now more troops are flowing in, as thousands upon thousands of pink team forces will retreat from the desert. And when I say most, I mean all troops retreat from the desert. And almost immediately, they will send forces right down here toward this major city, as this was a front that they really needed to do, sorry. This is a front line that they really had to put pressure on the yellow team, as all their forces were just coming up from right here. And, well, the yellow team knew that this was going to be a hard front line to hold. As we see the pink team capturing the panhandle of this one exclave, and now starting to encircle the rest of this major city, almost completely cutting it off from these guys. However, up here, the pink team forces in here are just getting heavily pushed back, as they stand little to no chance. They are fighting a huge battle right in here, and they probably killed like 25,000 here, but in this little group, yeah, they're basically fighting 100,000 around them, and then there's like 50,000 left. So this battle is pretty unwinnable. But after this, we see that the yellow team will start moving down the coast and reconnecting up with their last exclave, and from here they will work to establish a huge naval network, or like they try to get sea access, so then they can trade with some outside countries asking for their support. However, down here, it is not going so good for the yellow team, as pink team forces will start to flood into the country. However, in the north, it is still pretty weak, but in the south, the movement is very, very powerful, as the pink team will now start to push back some yellow team incursions in the south, recapturing a exclave and re-encircling a major city, which is very, very bad for the yellow team, as now they are facing the full force of the pink team. Additionally, the pink team will lose the rest of their forces here, but then something very, very weird is going to happen. The yellow team will restart a pushback in the north, and they will also have an extremely good pushback in the south. This is very weird because, well, they're going right over to reconnect with this major city. In fact, they even make another invasion from this exclave and recapture it with both, and encircle another large portion of troops, which surrender within a couple of days. And from here, the yellow team will push out the pink team almost completely out of the territory they claim, and well, yeah, they're going to reconnect up with this, but they're going to almost encircle a huge amount of troops, and also up in the north, they will encircle quite a few troops. But why is this, you may ask? Well, this is because the blue team just invaded the pink team, as we see hundreds of thousands of blue team forces invading the pink team. Now these guys used to be allies when they fought against the Green Empire up here, but ever since then, well, they're just really bad friends. And after this, the pink team will realize they cannot fight a two-front war. So in the end, the pink team will surrender. Additionally, the green team has made a breakthrough, and yeah, that crappy plan turns out it was really crappy. As before they capture the last major city, they make it a goal to capture the capital, and from here the green team will surrender. And now we can take a look at the Treaty of the Midlands. And in this peace treaty, we see something like this happening as we see the whole south of the pink team will completely collapse into two factions and two more countries. And the main factor being the green team will annex a huge portion of land from this country, and the blue team will annex a nice sized chunk for themselves. But yeah, that war lasted a lot longer than I wanted, so I'm gonna have to make this pretty quick and snappy for the next couple events. As we now come over here to the red team and the lime team. And in summary, the red team is invading the purple team right here, and the lime team is invading the gray team right here. And well, if we're being completely honest, neither of these countries stand a chance, and they will both probably be annexed. And in this peace treaty, we see something like this happening, and you might be wondering, how come the lime team connected its land right here? Like, didn't the red team just have that under their control? Well, yes, they did, but the reason for this is because the red team and the lime team are going to be making a little bit of a land trade. As for the deal, the red team will be getting this little chunk of land over here, giving them access to the sea, and then they will go over to the brown team and purchase this little strip of land just so their borders do not look horrendous. But now we go to the alliances map, and if we look out, we see that there are a ton of alliances on this map, including some of the most powerful ones being the Pentagon Alliance, the Star Alliance, and the 3-Point Star Alliance. And then right up there, there is the Triangle Alliance. These guys are pretty strong, but they're not like insanely strong. But now we are going to be seeing a new alliance forming. I take it back. It's actually going to be a new country joining an alliance. My bad. And these countries that will be joining an alliance is going to be in the Parallelogram Alliance. One country being the orange country, the brown country over here, the blue country up here. I know that kind of looks weird, but you know, I'm gonna fix that. The blue country over here, and then the most notable one being down here with the Californian country. Remember, that's just what I call it because it looks a little bit like California. They will be joining the Pentagon or the Parallelogram Alliance to better ensure their safety over the pink team's growing alliance. But for the last event in this episode, what is this layer? Oh, there's literally nothing. Sorry, my bad. But anyway, before this episode ends, we are actually going to be seeing one more invasion, and then one more thing being extremely costly for said country. This is the blue team's invasion of the purple country. As we have been seeing the blue team getting very aggressive toward its neighbors, the blue team is going to be declaring war on the purple country, and they are going to be trying to reclaim some old land, as they will focus in on the south and try to capture multiple areas of this country, including a major city which they will capture. I mean, I also forgot about this one, but they did capture that. But the reason they are moving a little bit slower is because there is a mountain range here. Obviously, that's going to be pretty hard to cross, but they managed to do it, and from here, it's just going to be an all-out blitz. As we see blue team forces moving up toward the capital city, making a spearhead and reaching the gates, as well as them spearheading out and trying to capture more major cities like these two right here. But only when the capital city is captured of the pink team is things going to start to go downhill for the blue team as well? Well, obviously not here, but elsewhere. You'll see. But the purple team is going to be extremely beat back in this war, as they will just absolutely be getting destroyed, because the blue team, like, it is the second strongest country in the world, and probably not really close to the pink team, but they are up there. Like, they could definitely take a fight against the pink team one-on-one. However, the pink team would still become victorious. But with the pink team, or with the purple team being nearly defeated in this war, we are going to be seeing a very, very bad thing happening for the dark blue team. As for the final event in this episode, we see that the dark blue team is going to be faced with a coalition, maybe even the biggest coalition we've ever seen in the series. With the beige team's invasion over here in the east, the yellow team's invasion in the northeast, the orange team's invasion near the capital, a very, very large rebellion in the south of the country, and most importantly, the invasion from the lime team, a top 10 country in the world, I'm pretty sure, if we check, the 9th strongest country in the world, joining in on the war against the dark blue team, as tensions have boiled over far enough, and the coalition of the dark blue team will be formed, causing tons of stuff to happen throughout the world afterward, and will be a major event in the series. But anyways, if you guys did like this video, please make sure to like and subscribe. All the support is greatly appreciated. I'm sorry I've been halting content. I mean, I've just been posting World War II stuff in like TikTok or whatever. But I really hope you guys did like this one. I will be posting pretty frequently. But anyway, if you guys did enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe. All support is greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys in the next episode.